We'll be dealing with two things in the technique here. We'll be dealing with our beliefs, particularly our subconscious beliefs, and we'll also be dealing with our emotions and our emotional charge. With the beliefs, basically, we start with a surface problem or a circumstance or an emotion. So I'm feeling pretty crappy. And then you ask yourself, because? And then you get the underlying belief. Because, and then another underlying belief. And I believe that because, until you get to the bottom line belief. Now it's important to get these beliefs in order, one supporting the other. Because a story about a challenging time is in fact one belief supporting the other belief supporting the other belief. So in order to deal with this, we go to the bottom line, and starting with the bottom line, we do two steps. We work with our conscious mind to find the alternative point of view, usually the opposite, always more empowering, and allow it to be right as well. Don't ever tell your mind that it's not right. It'll balk at that. So yes, we are ugly, and yes, we are beautiful. It's the and principle. That side of the coin is true, and the other side is true. And then now that the conscious mind understands that, we would then make sure that the subconscious mind buys it, which it'll buy pretty much anything. But your high self also knows the whole story, so we ask how we put it into the subconscious mind, as we ask the high self to please put it into the new understanding into your subconscious mind. And at that time your high self may begin to offer more insight about that new perspective. If the new belief does not integrate, then that was not the bottom line. And you would need to address and further find the bottom line by saying because. Now the beliefs, see, so once the one belief, the bottom line belief is changed, then it's easiest to alter the next belief up that it was supporting by using the same two steps. And then you use the same two steps on the next one until you got a whole new storyline going on, a whole new reality going on in your subconscious with regards to your beliefs, which then changes the reality that you attract. Now we'll go to the emotional technique, which is basically the same, flipping it from one side to the other. Only this time we really need to get in touch with all those emotions. And the main purpose of this first few steps is to really get in touch with all of the emotions involved with this storyline. So 1, you list the negative emotions. 2, where do you feel it in your body? 3, stay with the feeling and trace it back. When was the last time you felt that way? When was an earlier time that you felt that way? Which one of your parents felt that way? You can trace back to a past life where you felt that way. Now I include the past life so that we don't end up blaming our parents for everything, because they're actually triggers to remind us that it was part of our purpose to heal a certain scenario that we experienced in a past life. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes it's helpful to speak it out and tell them how you really feel. In your imagination works fine, and out loud. You imagine what that feeling in your body looks like, given shape, form, and color. With your imagination you take it out. You find the positive intention where, let's say, fear has a positive intention. It's afraid of being rejected. The positive intention would be acceptance. Number 8, you list the positive intention on the other side here. Number 9, you imagine who or what does the positive intention look like at its fullest potential. You give thanks to the old hurt for its positive intention. You allow the old image to absorb and to become the new image until it's completely the new image. You bring the new image back into your body and replace it where the old energy used to be. And then you thank all of the triggers, the parents, the past experience, for the opportunity to heal and experience the opposite. Now, thankfulness is quite good here because you don't really even need to forgive because they actually did you a favor. So you thank the triggers. Now, it's very important that you heal it before you thank the triggers, because if it still hurts, it's very difficult to thank the triggers. And sometimes with this technique, there might be a little bit of the old image still left, or a little hurt not dealt with. So if some of the old image remains, that's an emotion that we haven't picked up in our list here. So find what that emotion is, and then do the steps 8, 9, and 10, and 11 again with that particular emotion, and then you can add that to the new image. You can't destroy energy, but you can change energy, and you can't change the past, but you can change the effect of the past. Sometimes in order to alter the beliefs, we need to change the emotional charge. And sometimes in order to change the emotional charge, we need to change the beliefs. So it's a bit of a skill to determine when we are in need of one to support the other, or one technique to support the other technique. Now, if you're not sure what your issue is, I'm quite capable of finding it for you. I read the chakras to find where the flow of your life force is restricted. Those are where the issues are. And also, it's a good idea to have someone guide you through the technique the first few times. The intention being that you would learn it and you would be able to do it for yourself then, after that. And you do them occasionally when an issue comes up. And eventually you seem to be able to just get fewer and fewer issues until you seem to have it down. And occasionally you might deal with them, but mostly you're doing good.